Shahan Ahmed's timing couldn't have been worse. He bought an investment property in 2021 when interest rates were near zero. Just a few months later, they started to spike.
It is taking a big toll on us, yes. It's a lot of stress, a lot of sleepless night.
Payments on his variable rate mortgage have almost doubled, and he's barely keeping up.
We don't have enough savings left, so I had to work second job to cover those costs.
Costs that could have gone up again, if not for the Bank of Canada hitting pause on interest rate hikes. The central bank says the economy is slowing, the job market is cooling, and consumers are spending less, all caused by higher borrowing costs.
I'm in the camp that says they should have stopped at 2.5%.
Jim Thorne runs an investment firm. He says the central bank should have ended its rate hikes last fall.
They're going to go too far, and that means Canada's going to have a hard landing in 2024.
In other words, a possible recession. What's not yet clear is how difficult it will be.
The labor market will experience further weakness as a result of the lagged impacts of these interest rate hikes, which obviously isn't great news for Canadian workers.
Still, the central bank's goal right now is to get stubborn inflation under control. And this economist says, though painful, the hikes were necessary.
High inflation is a big problem for Canadians. And it's sometimes underestimated how much it really impacts the economy.
Inflation in Canada hit 3.3% in July. That's still above the central bank's comfort zone. The bank warned if it sees any signs of inflation surging again, it's prepared to raise interest rates even further. Nisha Patel, CBC News, Toronto.
So as Nisha said, the pause in interest rate hikes is clearly not the end of the story. So let's talk about that with senior business correspondent Peter Armstrong. Peter, what's your sense of where things go from here?
Look, the sad reality is things are likely to get worse before they get better. Just about every forecast out there shows Canada's going to slip into some kind of a recession. The question is how deep and how long and how bad will that downturn be?
So let's walk through that a bit, because I think some people think with, with interest rates staying put, that's the end of the harm.
Right.
Yeah.
So remember, all those interest rate hikes were designed to slow down the economy. So as we bought less stuff, the economy contracts, employers hire fewer people, eventually start laying people off, and we're seeing all that. But the trick is it takes a good 12 or 18 months for the full effect of those interest rate hikes to get absorbed into the economy. And so where are we now? Well, about 17 months ago, the interest rate hiking cycle began. So we're just at the beginning of this slowdown. The full effect of most of the hikes we've seen over the last 18 months has yet to really be fully absorbed into the economy.
Okay, and I don't want to be the one to say the word recession first, but I just did it.
Right.
If there is one, can the bank not just start cutting rates to stimulate growth?
It can, but how bad do things have to get for the bank that's just spent the last year and a half raising rates to start cutting? And if it takes that long for rates to get absorbed into the economy on the way up, it does on the way down too. There's a lot of questions about where we are. We're going to hear from Tiff Macklem tomorrow. Hopefully he'll give us a sense of where he thinks we are and where we're headed.
All right, Peter Armstrong, thank you.
You bet.